Hi, this is Kim Cook again from Pioneer Square at Bread of Life Mission, and we're doing conversations on a bench. I'm sitting on this bench for 24 hours. We're about 4 hours in right now, and it got a little nippy this afternoon when the wind came up, but we've got some heat around us now, and extra blankets and coats, and we're not too bad. So we're just talking to people here about the homeless issues in Seattle and in our nation, and just trying to get conversation going. So we did a Zoom call just a little while ago with the CEO at Dallas UGM, but unfortunately we were having some technical difficulties. So hopefully our next Zoom call we'll be able to do, but we were a little longer on break than we intended. So I've got Derek here, Derek Hermann. He is our Director of Operations. Thanks for joining me. I know this isn't your comfortable spot.
Yeah, I like to be more behind the scenes than out in front, but always happy to jump on and talk about my experience and just my observations.
Sure. So Derek, you started at the mission in August, is that right?
July. Not that
July.
anybody's counting, but.
So tell people what you do as Director of Operations. What's under your purview?
Yeah, sure. My primary goal is to make sure that the beds, the mission, the building, our food service continues operating, and that we provide a safe environment for our guests who are staying there. Includes hygiene, shower products, the ability to take a shower, all the little things that go into making sure that they have a comfortable, safe experience here. And then that foundation allows our program staff to go ahead and work with them and make sure that they have what they need and build on that.
Right. So Derek, you don't have a background in mission work. You were in business for most of your career.
Yeah, that's right.
How has it been going from business to a nonprofit, specifically to mission work?
Yeah, what a great question. And that's honestly a question that I continue to become faced with as new things come on. So now that I've been here about 6 months or so, just being able to experience a little bit of what is happening in our backyard here in the greater Seattle area, to be on the front lines, to see it, to see things like just how little removed I am from a similar experience. You know, anybody is just that far from being on the street, not having a home, not being able to afford to provide for your family. And it breaks the heart, it breaks my heart, but at the same time, it inspires and invigorates my energy. So, I think and just understanding, or I should say, having the stereotypes and the stigmas that I may have had in the back of my head, subconscious or conscious, become blown up.
Tell me some of those and how they've changed.
Yeah, I think, part of it is, I'll say it's not really, there's a big unknown element. What is there? You hear things like, well, are people lazy? Is it all mental health? Is it crazy people? Is it totally addiction? Is it, people that are, in the last few years, is it all immigrants or illegal immigrants? And you hear these things, and, to me, it was always a little bit of an unknown. Who are those people? What is really the problem? How does that really look? And to see real people and real lives and real faces, and to see that, primarily I'm experiencing the fact that it's addiction and mental health are the two big factors. The fact that there are a lot of people that the city and the community at large don't want to deal with, and so they are just on the street because no one else will look after them. And so for us to have the opportunity to come alongside and help them has been a huge eye-opener for me as far as who these people are and what's really going on in their lives.
Yeah. I've loved having you on staff because you've just taken such a load off of me. So I appreciate that. One of the things you've worked really, yes, very much. I could put multiple exclamation points on that.
No, please go on.
No, we'll stop there.
Okay. Okay.
So, one of the things that actually this fall we did a conference for our district, and you taught on hospitality, and it was hospitality, right?
Yeah,
And
hospitality and customer service
right.
and front desk guest services, that kind of thing.
So tell me about your theory on that and how you've taken what you knew from your business life and brought it into shelter and how important hospitality is to what we do.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you for asking that. I think that's a really important issue, and really it comes down to how do you how do you create a good customer, a good guest experience, and whether you're in a five-star hotel or a homeless mission, really the mission is the same. The goal is the same. You want to provide an experience that shows that you care, that you respect the individual, the humanity of the individual. Certainly, I think this is even more important in a homeless environment
Mm-hmm.
because dignity starts to get stripped away. You can just see it in people's eyes. And little things that you can do to restore that humanity, to show that you care, to soften a message that may be hard to hear, to go a little bit of an extra mile.
Mm-hmm.
All these things that, in a business sense, pardon me, we hear and we think about it a lot because we think about customer retention or, customer experience. Well, here we're just talking about the decency and the experience of a human being in an environment where they're perhaps at the lowest of their low. So those things really transcend a lot of different areas. And for me, having been in customer experience most of my career prior to this, it was a natural transition.
That's great. I really appreciate that that you're bringing that to our culture here and teaching the frontline workers how to have that attitude of customer service and we talk about having grace and
Totally.
providing dignity and so on and you know nobody really wants to be here. They really
Yeah.
don't. But treating them with dignity is so important because they already don't believe in themselves. They've lost
Yeah.
hope. They've lost all their relationships.
Yeah.
And we are their last hope.
Yeah.
We're kind of the bottom of that. And when they come in, if we can give them that dignity and respect for just being a person.
Yeah.
And, I wish we didn't have to have cots on the floor or mats on the floor.
Yeah.
To me, that's not dignity, but it's what we have. And
Right.
it's better than sleeping on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
But it's all in how we treat them in the midst
Yeah.
of
I
that.
think you're totally right. I think
Mhm.
it's in the how. We may be limited in the creature comforts we can provide in our environment because we're prioritizing being able to help as many people as we can
Mhm.
over luxury accommodations. But in the how, we can still do it in a way that says, I value you, I care about you, I want you to understand that you're an important part of what we're doing here.
Yeah.
So I totally agree with what you're saying.
Yeah. We've got a lot going on in the mission. It's been a roller coaster
An exciting
since
roller
you came
coaster, yeah.
on. We're kind of getting our arms around some things. This is a very old building,
Yeah.
and there's a lot to do in it. We've got some projects that we're going to want to work on pretty soon.
Some is an understatement.
Some,
Yeah.
yes. One is the facade.
Yep.
Right? It's an old building, and we need to do some work on the facade, and we're hoping to find some grants for that.
Yep.
We want to be a good neighbor, and I think being a good neighbor, part of that is having a well-kept building. So,
Absolutely.
so we're going to be doing some of that work. We need to fix our sign. You might see the sign behind us, that iconic sign that is neon, and it needs to be rebuilt. And I won't even tell you right now how much that might be. We're still getting quotes on that. We would like to add some furniture to some of the bedrooms that enables people to have secure storage for their belongings, like an
Yep.
underbed thing and some closets. There's kind of a hodgepodge of furniture there right now, right?
Yeah.
So we're looking at all of those things. What are some other? How many doors and windows have we replaced in the last year?
Oh goodness, it's in the double digits. You know, sometimes,
Really?
yeah, you know, windows where we may have somebody who's just not having a great night, and you know, they decide to take it out on our windows. But really, it's not because they're a terrible human being. It's because
Mm.
they're just really on the lowest point of the low.
Right.
So yeah, I think it's hard
It's
to
a
say.
huge
It's almost
expense.
like you have to factor in a certain repair
Mm-hmm.
bill
Yeah.
in this kind of work. It just
Yep.
comes with the territory.
And it isn't necessarily our guests. It's people on the street who are
Yeah,
breaking the window, or
absolutely. Yeah.
and the graffiti. That's
Yep.
been a huge
Yeah.
problem too.
Yeah.
Um, let me just say, I don't think graffiti is art. I think
Yeah.
it's vandalism, and it costs us a lot of money to
Right.
to paint over that.
Well, and the city requires that we do it,
Yeah.
whether we loved it or not. So,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. And you know, fortunately, we've got some partnerships that we've been discussing with, you know, different people to try to work and put art up so that maybe it will
Mhm.
discourage just the graffiti. But you know, again,
Yep.
it's kind of comes with the territory, and you work with it.
Yeah, there's a lot with keeping a building running, an
Yeah.
old building in the city. There's a lot to
Yeah.
it.
I mean, just thinking about anybody that's a homeowner or a renter who has to rely on their landlord, um, you know, for a 3-bedroom or a 2-bedroom place,
Mhm.
multiply that by 1,000, and that's what it feels like here. The building is, you know, built in the 1800s in this historic Pioneer Square area, and
Mhm.
you just you things you didn't even know that needed to replace. Not only you didn't even know it existed, much less replaced.
Right.
And so it keeps coming up, and you know, that's what keeps a solid roof and a warm
Mhm.
place for our guests to sleep.
It's a heavy load sometimes, but it's also very joyful work,
Yeah.
and I'm really fortunate to have a great team, and
Yes.
you're one of them,
Thank you.
to just walk in stride with each other and
Yeah.
get it done. And I appreciate your real love and concern for the people that we serve. So
Thank you.
thank
Yeah.
you.
And it is truly a great team, and
Mhm.
appreciate you having me.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay.